Are we on? Alright. Got my girl right there in a chair. I couldn't see because the glare. What's good, y'all? It's the Reflector. Here to reflect, man. What you choose to neglect. So, so today, like, the only reason why I'm doing this video is because I saw a video on Twitter where, they do the podcast. So it's a girl, like, Vietnamese girl. She's a content creator or like OnlyFans, whatever. And then you got this man interviewing her, right? And just so y'all know, most of these people that be interviewing people, like, they be really just having their own presumptuous, they have their own mindset towards something. So anything they say to you, it's like, yeah, they can try to get an understanding from you, but really they're just gonna stay stuck in their ways, and they're trying to put a narrative out there to use you as an example. And yeah, don't mind me, I'm undoing my fucking braids. So I gotta do my hair. My girl gotta do my hair today or tomorrow, one of those. Probably tomorrow. I like to let it go, but like, yeah. So, you know, a lot of these interviewers, blah blah blah. They got their hard beliefs. But beyond that, though, beyond the podcast, content, social media shit, it was a real thing that was going on with what she was saying. So, nigga asked her, what's your religion, basically, or no. He asked her, why are you wearing that cross? She said, I just wear it because and then he asked him, he asked her, okay, are you a Christian? She's like, I believe in God. Come here. If you gonna lay down, come here. Come here. Come here. Lay down right here then. Damn. You a Christian? And then she said, like, yeah, not yeah. She just said, I believe in God, right? Because that's a lot of what everybody's going through right now. They don't want to hold on to no religion, right? They just want to say, I believe in God, where that's still a program, okay? Like, you might feel better about yourself, blah blah blah, but what it is, this language and this oral tradition ain't really with you, and nobody that gotta like worry about bills or still worrying about money, no matter how much money you got, like. So you don't understand that you saying I believe in God, it's still kind of you limiting yourself. So anyway, to go on with the story, basically, bitch said, well, because the dude asked her after that, right? He said, oh, well, then you think God would approve? Because, she had the cross on. So you think God would approve you doing that with that on? Like, as if symbolism, first of all, symbolism or anything you have really means that much. Because everybody knows it's what you're putting on it. It's how the symbol energy signature is too, because cross kind of can bind you in something. But hey, at the same time, you see preachers and rappers wearing a cross and they be getting money. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't, like, it's kind of a limited perspective. But most of all, going on with the conversation, after he asked her that, she was like, well, I think Satan wouldn't want me to do it, but God would. So it's like, that was the whole shit right there. She's saying basically how it should be looked at is without no laws and restrictions, the same way y'all got ruled by slavery, right? She was like, basically, like, it's helping me. It's helping me. So I would think that's God. And any thoughts, any person, anything that's trying to stand against me is Satan. And that's true. Now, I'm only using the thought processes of like religion. I don't care about none of this, but just look, peep game. Like, the bias is, this is right, this is wrong. Half of these people did not read the Bible. This is off of like environmental thoughts that they've been taught, and then whoever they learned it from outside of them, like little family friends or like friends work, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? So really, it don't even matter. Who is this? Can you help me with my... Oh, man. Your dog died. Are you a real person? How are you doing? I'm doing good. Thompson edits. Gonna edit me something. Shout out to the 6 people up in here. Me horrible. Damn. WU2 Live, appreciate it. Yeah, bro. Shout out to your dog. Drop his name. We'll all put the condolences. I got my dog here. The other two boys is in the house. She's right here. But hey, man, it'll be all right, bro. For real, it'll be all right. Like you just gonna go through the days. All you can do is treat it as a memory. Do not be in regret. Do not think about what you could have did, what should have happened. Don't do that, okay? Because that does nothing for you. You see in real life people move on from the most detrimental shit. So that lets you know you need to do that. Not like you're gonna forget it, but it's just like make it into something productive. Anyway, set fire to that bathtub. Don't stay in that bathtub, that murky water, that hard emotions you feeling. You gotta set light to it or get the fuck up out the bathtub, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so basically, the nigga was trying to trick her into basically making her feel bad about herself. And then she was like being straight up like, yeah, Satan want me to stop. God want me to keep going. So this brings me to say there is no good or bad when it comes to anything. But religion is the whole morality thing, right? Where it comes into spirituality or how you should endeavor and do things, blah, 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 blah. So everybody needs to know there ain't no fucking science to it. It's more about what works for you. Okay, so what's good for somebody else ain't good for the other person. Now, when we say these things, we can't use it every now and then as a principle. Because if somebody sat here and was eating some shit you didn't like, basically, or some small shit, you gonna automatically, like everybody can have their opinion, but you gonna automatically, depending on your spirit, how you vibe, you gonna think of some fucked up shit like, oh, why is this person around me? Blah, blah, blah. Now, it ain't like you gonna use God at the moment, but you subconsciously are programmed to think it's one thing, aka your mindset going into that one source to basically believe that while you're in this spiritual space, but you trying to go to this because it's been like, you know, amped up with a whole bunch of energy, a whole bunch of people experiencing dying in that source. You know, people call God source or whatever. But just know God is a business. The way they look at it. The way they look at it is, if it wasn't for us, y'all wouldn't have it. So all the way down to Lil Durk, Young Thug. I don't say they did it wrong, but I'm saying like they wasn't aware. They just knew street knowledge. But they wasn't aware of these other things that was gonna kind of haunt them, which is when you start basically having your own group, just like this group of people that be kind of been keeping up with ruling the world and their families, that's when that shit gets stopped. Because AKA, okay, they'll have people like bystanders look at it like, oh, they shouldn't have been doing no drugs. They shouldn't have been helping to go kill somebody. But whole time, the only reason why they got caught up is because they're in a group. It don't matter if it's a gang, and you don't even gotta call it no gang. It's just a group of people. Do y'all not know that back then that they had an amendment or some shit where you couldn't assemble? So it's like it ain't have shit to do with no race. It's like it was, but really what it was just like, you feel me? Her name was Hans. Shout out to Hans. She's in a better place. My lizard died like a year ago. I had to bury it on the side of my house. But yeah, he was a water dragon. Just to relate with you, since you had a death, but it's alright, bro. Fuck was I saying? What the fuck was I saying? So yeah, basically, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it be taking me a minute to develop what the fuck I was talking about, because I know I kind of just started with, it was about an interview. And it's true because, like, it's just crazy how she psychologically, probably without even trying, you could tell she wasn't even looking at it that hard while he asking her these questions like, oh, do you think God would want you to do these things? Oh, so you wear a cross while you're doing everything and you think it's still good, or some stupid ass questions like that. So she was like shit, God help, he wants me to do it, Satan wants me to stop. Because he was like, okay, so if God wants you to do it, so you saying Satan wants you to stop? And he thought he was smart saying that shit. And I'm like, last time I checked, these things are just words. So depending on the person, maybe some people don't need to have sex, some people do. So remember, these are just allegories. I forgot to say that. But yeah, so a person that needs to not have sex, and if they actually having sex, still, That's Satan saying, no, don't have sex. God saying, stay by yourself. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on the person. Who's to say, who's to judge what that person's going through? Last time I checked, it's only God and that person. What people get confused is thinking general consensus means everybody's on the same train of thought process going forward. Where it's like, no, because everybody has their own preferences. Like, you can't live in a world without many different unique people. Otherwise, we would have just all been the same thing. Like, we would have all been like inside. Well, we are inside the same world, same being. But you know what I'm saying. But like, we would have been, we would have basically been morphed together, or we wouldn't have had no sense of transparency. You see how it's like you can't even talk about it because that's not possible. That's what's not possible. Y'all religions make y'all think what is possible not possible. AKA, they make you think like you can't do nothing without God. You can't do nothing without reality, a sense of news, a sense of the words of how things are updated during those times. Whatever they're saying, COVID, whatever they're saying, fucking aliens, what? So it's like, it's a deeper thing than people just being so selfish just to say, oh, my God, or oh, I believe in God. Whole time, don't even got no practice behind it. All I say is, for me, I believe God, but you know, I don't even like saying that because like when I really get into it, it's simple, but it's kind of hard for people to get. But I ain't even gonna say what it is. Like, it ain't even that deep because what it is. You see the religion, you see how it's just you going back to a space that fits you and the ideas that you can clairvoyantly come up with to pursue what God has for you, which is you being able to be born in the first place. Not no shelter security, not no money, not no way of how you learn, no words. It's just you being able to be here. And thus you have an ability from when you first was creating yourself, whenever you were first aware. Like, y'all know at one point there was no help delivering a baby, right? Which means, yeah, the baby needed the mom needed the dad to come together, yeah, but how did the baby come in? By itself. And why you think babies are more weak nowadays? Because they're like, they got all of these fabricated things of how we should protect ourselves, blah, blah, blah. Whole time, that was never even a problem. It was never a problem. Look, we can't get confused with, okay, yeah, people invented things. Good. We can't confuse that with like real life and like how, I mean, we just got weaker where, okay, we have to go forward from now, so maybe we're just weaker than we were. I'm just saying that the proof is in the pudding. You die alone, you come in alone. You don't think you created yourself and your dad's thoughts alone? You don't think you came and influenced him? Why they make scary movies? Why they make these paranormal movies then? About the dead? Not, see, it's tricky because some beings already live, died. Some beings are in the process of going into something to live in this world. Some people already died, but they still got trapped in the world. Trapped as in they trapped themselves. You could say the government energies, the shadow government, they kind of trap people automatically, but it's always free will. But see, it's just a tricky thing where it's like, it's basically like you got free will to roam in a dome. Like, why you think people was trying to say it's a dome over the fucking world? Because they saying that it's limited to what the fuck God, which is the government and all this other shit that they be doing rituals and spells over. They got the objects, they got the shapes, they got the words, and they know exactly what they doing. And they got a group. You don't think that's powerful? You don't know about that. But it's because nobody does it, because we grouping up to support a goddamn business that we don't even own, and we're making like 2% of what the whole business on. Ain't that probably not even 2%? Probably not even 2%. But oh yeah, what's good? Install Muhammad. What's up, Muhammad? You what religion are you? But yeah, man, just remember, it's not no good or bad. Everybody can follow their principles. You got readers, you got people that draw, blah, blah, blah. Whatever helps you, helps you. Just know, do not be getting into no heated debate where you're just living You're just living another example of somebody else that did it like you, which is probably a fucking person that's religious like you. So you got Israelite people, you got Christian, you got uh theists, all of this shit where it's like they already put them thought process. They're the intellectual owner. So it's like you're just doing a small version. So that's how y'all need to look at God. Like the whole circumference that we're in the first place. It ain't no thing, it ain't no name, nothing. That's it. Because if it wasn't for that being here first, then you wouldn't be able to make a form inside of it. Form as in thoughts, feelings, a will, love, all of these attributes we have access to. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. Said hi. Yeah, I see you, bro. When I'm on a thought process, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, bro, it's all about what works for you. This is a game we in. The game is be on top, but really it's to sacrifice everything for you to be your best self, grow, and have a career or a reputation, right? So if that's the case, it's a game of reaching some position. So if that's the case, you gotta, that's when you look at God like, okay, God is already been here before all of these rules and all. It's no thing. This came. Now, this is where people get fucked up because y'all don't realize you didn't make the words. You're not even in charge of these cults of how they even cultivated this whole shit. And you can't even probably fathom it, nor will you even want to. So, or you think it's too outlandish. So y'all need to know, like, y'all don't know the actual nitty-gritty of how things are being built up. And it's like, I'm not gonna say I know all of it, but I'm telling you, like, I be looking at myself before I see something else for me to agree with. A lot of people do that in certain energies. I know I'm still struggling in certain ways to, come up with that, but a lot of people do that in certain little small selfish ways where, nigga, your actual genuine what is that? Discernment needs to tell your ass, like, nigga, you don't even know how anything started. That's not for you to go read something, hear something, just because it got a big amount of people that believe in it, for you to be like, okay, let me just go with the crowd. Didn't your mama tell you not to go with the crowd? Didn't your parents tell you? Didn't your grandma tell you that? So, hey, man, it is what it is, bro. I like this subject. It was a good subject. Shout out to that video. Wish I could pull it up right now. But yeah, that God was using her as a vessel, because God ain't no thing. God has to use something, whether it's a thought, feeling, or an actual person in time. Not like they're gonna get taken over and all. That's God. No, they gotta be used basically to expand the thoughts, feelings, our abilities, the mental realm, sadness, everything. All of these different little ways of going about life to expand it. So she did it probably without her knowing. She said, yeah, I do it. Yeah, I got this cross on. As if there's not other people wearing crosses. Fucking kids. Other people wearing crosses. Killing people to eat them. You know what I'm saying? Like the Pope and shit. Like, come on, bro. Y'all not fooling nobody. It is what it is. Shit been like this. Everybody knows it. Like, it's just if you're going to take it too extreme or take it too, like, you just dust it off, whatever. But it's like, don't try to get mad at a bitch making her money because yo ass is too weak to pursue bitches, understand them type of bitches, or even just mind your damn business and not even say anything about it. Goal in life is to make money as easy as you can and make it presentable where it can constantly go and grow and not like sabotage you, aka like you like robbing people or like scamming, basically, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, shit, whatever works, you better do it. Nobody care about no rules. Fuck that. God wants you to do however you do, okay? And Satan, quote unquote, wants you to do everything that's pushing you back. No matter how the world looks at it, good or bad, and no, it's about what you're seeing in truth for yourself, your truth for you. Like, is these things about working this job not helping you? Blah blah blah. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, some people gotta get a job, but at the same time, shadow government tightened down on that. They got Trump in there to use for people to look at it like it's time to work, make everything great again, aka drain the motherfucking people of their money and keep the people that got the position to rule over them, which might be a Mason or might be them people that I'm talking shadow government energy, like where they got chose to be that fucking business person, basically, the business owner. So it's like none of that shit even matters, bro. But like I said, get your fucking money however you do it. There's no good or bad. Live your life. Don't be too unhinged. Just remember, it's all about conducting yourself and restricting what you need to restrict for yourself. Some people need to drink. Some people need to smoke. Some people need to not do anything. Some people need to go out. Some people need to stay their ass home. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, stop. If you're gonna judge it, just judge it from like you're a spirit and a body in this human experience too. If you're gonna judge something so hard, be a judge. You're gonna judge something so hard, be a goddamn uh a debater. You know what I mean? Like, don't just do it willy-nilly and whole time you're the problem where other people trying to do themselves, but you're still the one blocking them. Even if it look like you're just saying something off the top or some bullshit. Like, nah. Everything matters, every word matters. And y'all need to know y'all always getting tricked every week, every month, every year with mental things. Y'all get tricked mentally. Because if that wasn't true, what happened to COVID? If that wasn't true, what happened to distancing? And it's like they kind of got y'all mentally where y'all mentally distance each other. Like, y'all, like, remember back then, bro, nobody was hanging out. I was hanging out with my few homeboys, but like, it was because we all smoked. So, you know, we would have free time every time we was off work. But now it turned into now everybody's actually distant. But it's also because of the planetary energies, which they know. And so it's like a distance feel because everybody's trying to get in themselves and know themselves and what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just a difference. But yeah, man, it's just a whole lot of tricks. But I'm out this bitch. How long I been on here? 22 minutes, not bad. I'm out this bitch. It's the reflector. Here to reflect what you choose to neglect. Have your own discernment. Be the shit because you are. And find God, which is already found within you. But find it and understand, oh, this is my perspective. This is how I actually view things before any influence. Influence being your worlds, your own thoughts, your feelings, or other people's interaction with your thoughts, your own feelings. That's how you find God, because that's your perspective. And they're going to be like, oh, I see what space I'm in the first place when you look around. That's the whole God itself. It ain't no thing. It don't go no